Om Shahana Bhavatu Shahano Bhunaktu Shahabirjam Karvavahai Tejashina Bodhitamostu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So Ishani, I am making you host.
Okay, sir.
Now you are the host.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So who is presenting first? I shall make him or her the host. Dhanidharan, Prasanna, and Srishti. Who is presenting first? So let me ask in a different way. Be the leader and present first.
Not about presenting.
Who is going to be the leader? Yeah. Okay. Let me make you host, sir.
No, let me finish my statement first. The point here is it's not about presenting first or second. The point here is what to present. So what I did here is I have some basic information. Maybe I can share my screen, walk through that. Honestly, I don't have anything on reliability and validity because I didn't test that particular question with anybody to see something. Okay, so I have very basic information with that. Is that okay? I can share first. I don't have any issues.
It's fine. It's fine. At least you worked on something, sir, right? See, we are also working and we know the pressure. So until and unless we are pressurized, we don't, really get back to the things. Okay, sir, you can start now. I have made you the host.
Where is the screen sharing? Okay, here it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a project I'm doing for my master's. Primarily to understand, this is one of the questionnaire I'm using it. Primarily to understand the hours spent by the parents with the kids, the work-life balance during the COVID times. Okay. So this questionnaire is one of the very well received questionnaire across industry because this is actually derived from another questionnaire, which is I just explained in my previous slide. So Heyman is the guy who created this 15 questionnaire, but actually the former questionnaire is called Fishers, and one more person is there. So it has 18, 19 questions. So, but that guy was more concentrating on work-life conflict. So wherein Heyman were concentrating work-life balance. So from that perspective, he segregated his questions in 3 segments. So how the work is getting interfered into the personal life, and there are only 15 questions. Okay. And the next one here is how the personal life is interfering with your work, and how whether is there any work personal life enhancement is there. So like a first 7 questions will be on the first group. The next to 4 is the next group, like that. I will just brief about it in the next slides. Okay. So the next is more about the items. What is there inside the list of questions? What is there given by them? So that is how they segregate each segments. What is being asked. And if you see the way the question is, except the 7th, let's say take a first example of work interference with the personal life. So what is they really to impact is like how is work is getting interacted into things. So in this, except the question number 7, everything is a normal answering. Only the 7th is a reverse answering method is for that. Okay, and all these things scoring will be using Likers 5-point scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 points, so which I'll explain in the scoring section. How this Likert scale is being used here. So again, since it's a 15, the grouping has been happened to ensure that where really that happening, whether the work is interfering too much or like just they group the items. Again, I'm using the statements based on my understanding the sessions, whatever happened. After the sessions, you can correct me wherever I went wrong. So then a second question, if you see here is like how personal life is getting impacted with the work, the interference from the personal life perspective. So here again,
so this is the second construct, right?
Yeah, second construct.
Second set of,
yes, right. So here it's primarily talks about, I think it's all direct regular scale answers, no reverse answers on this. So directly get the answers out of that. Then last part here is the the last construct is for personal life enhancement. So here again, it's been scored regularly. Okay. So I don't want to go and explain about each and every question here. Rather, I just thought I will directly jump into scoring section. There's a Likert scale, how it's been defined. 1 to 5, strongly agree, disagree, not disagree, neutral person. Then finally agree and strongly agree. That is how it has been given importance. And as I explained earlier, the first construct, 1 is reverse scored. The rest all 6 are regularly scored. And in case of the 8 to 11, which is PLIDB second construct, so that they started concentrating that the score is high, then automatically that means there is a lower interference between work and personal life. Okay, so you are achieving your work-life balance. So that's how it's been told. And the last segment, they're saying that the higher score of enhancement equals like the enhancement is good and interpreted better WABs. Basically, both the places, if you see here, is 1 is low means then automatically work-life balance is better, and others construct, if it is high, then it means work-life balance is better. That's how it has been scored. Honestly, this is where I stand. After this, really, I don't know how to go further because I didn't give these questions to anybody to answer to get some reliability or validity further on this. I'll stop here.
So, no, come
Hello.
again. So
Hello.
your first one was, yeah.
Hello, Prasannam.
Yep.
The scoring procedure that we have mentioned.
Sir, can we go to the previous slide once? This where the first construct is coming. Yes.
Hello, Prasanna.
Yes.
May I know your objective of the study?
To understand whether there is a work-life balance exists for people who are working remotely.
Work-life balance of
Specifically during this pandemic, right?
See, anybody working remotely, like, okay, pandemic is recent.
Okay, fine. For remote work, yeah.
Yeah, remote work means you are connecting from your home. So when you're doing work from home, automatically you need to understand whether are you getting work-life balance or you're not getting work-life balance. That's the point. Became famous because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So what is your inclusion and exclusion criteria? What is your inclusion and exclusion criteria?
So
for sample selection?
Yeah, sample selection, what I'm targeting here is the middle-aged parents, because my intention here is the work-life balance, necessary of the work-life balance is whether you are spending time with your children or something like that, right? That's what we call, actually the meaning of work-life balance is what that. So considering that, I am targeting the middle-aged parents between the age of 40 to 60, both male and female, having kids. That's a inclusion criteria I'm having.
So what is your assumption? That is work-life balance that will be difficult and that will be very easy. For whom and for whom it will be very much difficult?
So assumption here is generally this parenting or the work-life balance primarily comes to the working mothers who has to be given importance to the kids and everything. But what I am approaching it here is now the way things got changed. Both the parents are getting involved with the children. So are they sufficiently spending time with this? So whether it is a male or female, they are able to spend the time with their kids in a work-life balance. That's one thing. Other hypothesis is no, they cannot spend the time because in primarily this work-life balance primarily play a major role in information technology industry, okay, rather than other industries. So from that perspective, your time constructs your role, your salary structure, and everything decides how long you are going to put a effort. So my assumption here is more senior level, you will maybe having a ample time with the family. Junior the level, you may not be able to spend more time with your family. That's an assumption I'm keeping.
So do you think that is a shifting job has high difficulty and the non-shifting job relatively less difficulty?
What do you mean by shifting job?
For example, in IT sector. Uh, mother is engaged at night at the office.
Okay.
So mother is not able to provide the care to the child. So that is the shifting job, because many women are now involved in IT sector. So this is my perception. That is, if there is any shifting job, and if there is a non-shifting job, then possibly there is some chance. That is the number one. Number two, if
So just to understand the thing here, shifting means in shifts, like 24 into 7 environment where you are okay.
Shifting job.
Okay.
So there are some jobs that is where the shifting is very high. Okay, and particularly in that context, I think the work-life balance that will be because when you want to collect the data, you have to think that is whether this particular construct exists within your sample or not.
To answer you in a brief way, right? So I'm in industry for the past 21 years. So the age group I'm taking here is 40 to 60 years, middle-aged parents primarily. The intention here is the middle-aged parents, mostly they will move into the little leadership role or still in the middle management role. So those roles as a, not like a junior roles where you have to go 24/7 or something like that. So, so considering that shift concept, I am not considering it here. As a role, are you able to spend time, or like still you are into delivery side or a sales side or whatever your role? You need to extend it, because one thing common in the middle management here is there is a overlap always happens between you and the Western countries, whether it's the US or Europe. Europe is better. If it is an Asian country, then you have to overlap in the early morning. Okay, considering those overlaps at the middle management or the senior management based on your age. That's the reason I'm keeping 40 to 60 as my age group, the middle managed people. So are you really able to spend time with your family so that you are balancing your life? Because you would have moved out of the technology work, more may you're doing the management side. That's how that age group will fall under in IT industry. I hope I answered.
Yeah, two aspects are there. One is the profiling, because you have the 15 items and the 3 constructs are there. Sub-constructs basically. 3 sub-constructs are there, so you can make the profiling. And it is better to find out the mean difference between groups.
Okay.
So if it is there, you have to think that is in which type of group this will be very much prevalent, and in which type of group this will be the less prevalent. So that you can think. Then what will be, you will get the good result. Okay, because if the construct is not within the purview of your sample, then automatically the reliability will be very low. Therefore, my suggestion, you can think about that particular sample or the group, okay, wherein this type of problem will be prevalent.
I hear you, definitely. Point noted. Makes sense.
Okay. So now you can plan.
Sorry, Ishita.
Ishani here.
Ishani.
Yeah. So I just wanted to understand whether I understood your project right or wrong. So you want to, your hypothesis is kind of 2 things here. One is to find out the level of work-life stress in middle and senior management people within the age group of 40 to 60 loosely. And another one is to compare the women employees against the men, right?
So that's what I mentioned is, yes, the women employees may be considered as more of a parental role, but my intention is not to go into the stress level or whether women, whether it's a male or female, between male or female, who is having the work-life balance so that they can participating in the family life, or like they are involving themselves in the studies of the children. So that's what I wanted to understand. So they're able to spend more time. Did I answer you or I confused you?
No, okay. So no, my only thing is what I was thinking is then you have to select equal number of women and men participants here, right? For your question, yes?
Correct. Agreed.
If you want to
Because
compare.
agreed. Yes. Because of the situation falls in place when primarily both the parents are working, right? So that's what I'm saying. Men or women. So if it is one spouse is not working, then this question of work-life balance might not even come. Like one person will be continue to work, other person will take care of the family and everything. The question of this
No,
work-life balance comes.
no. So you are taking all those. I don't think you are taking those families where both of the people are working. You are targeting those families. Then that will be another added criteria for your sampling.
I think I missed that statement. Yes, sorry for that. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
targeting
So
both the
that will
parents.
be another criteria then
Yeah, yeah.
for
Another
selecting
criteria.
your
Correct.
sample. Okay. Okay. Fine. Understood. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. So next, who wants to present? Prasanna sir, maybe you can make that person the host, or you can make me the host once again.
Yeah, sure.
So then I can share the rights.
Shani, now you make me host, RPRIP. Prasanna.
Prasanna sir, please make
made.
Okay.
RPRIT this ID make. Yeah. Thanks. And one more thing, Prasanna sir. So whatever you, since you are working on this paper, and I guess both my answers, opinions are kind of valuable, proved to be valuable to you. So we expect the one paper out of this for the forthcoming symposium, most probably in September, as I was discussing.
I think that should be possible. September is a little far away. I think we will have a time to do this, definitely.
Great. Okay, thank you. So next, who is going to present? Dharan, you may start now. I guess Srishti has left the room. She joined, but I can't see her now.
Okay.
Sir, please make Dharan the host so that he can share the screen.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. He can.
Yes, sir.
Is the screen visible?
You have started sharing?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so is the screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
So the tool which I chose was brief resilience scale. It is designed to measure resilience in individuals and how effectively they bounce back from the stress they face. And this scale was designed by a group of authors. It totally has 6 items, in which 3 are reverse code. It is an ordinal scale ranging from strongly disagree to strongly agree, and has a 5-point Likert scale. the reliability of the scale was tested by the authors using 4 types of samples. The total sample size was 354, and the Kronberg's alpha is ranging from 0.8 to 0.91, which shows that it has a very good reliability. And test retest reliability was done in a gap of 1 month, and it is fairly good, and it has 0.69. And the scoring is like it only has raw scores, no percentile or Shen scores. The maximum raw score is 30. And for the interpretation of the level of resilience.
Hello, Dharan. My point that is when you are telling it is ordinal scale, right? If it is ordinal scale, then how can you calculate the average? First, second, third, fourth, can you make the average?
The scale has 6 questions.
Yes, scale has the 6 questions, but whenever you are talking, it is a Likert type scale, but again you are telling it is an ordinal scale. So it is ordinal scale means first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So can you make the average?
No, the items are the rating is arranged such way that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But while totaling the raw score, the scoring is given by the authors in such a way that the average has to be taken.
No. The basic thing, it is called the quasi-interval scale.
Okay.
This is not the ordinal scale.
Okay.
In the Google, you will find it is ordinal scale, but this is not the ordinal scale. Likert type scale is not the ordinal scale. Totally wrong. Many professors are telling the same thing. Whatever you have told, that is also same thing. So you can ask if it is an ordinal scale. So ordinal means first, second, third, fourth.
Okay.
So if the first, second, third, fourth is there, can you make average? Can you make the standard deviation?
No, generally in ranking we cannot do the average.
So you have to deal with only the median. But why do you make the average? Why do you make the standard deviation? So this is not the ordinal scale. It is called the quasi-interval scale.
Okay.
Then you can, since it is a metric data, then you can make the average, you can do many things.
Okay.
But this is not the ordinal scale. Okay, now you continue.
So the average is taken for interpretation, and the discriminant validity was also good, and there was partial correlations between the other this resilience scale and the other type of resilience scales when it was sampled among the undergraduate students. And the resilience scale intended measured what it was intended to design to measure. And there was no gender difference between men and women in the first set of sample out of the first 2 sets of samples out of the 4 set of samples. But in the sample set 3, men had scored higher and had a mean of 4.07 than women. The sample 4 did not have any male genders. It had only females. So this is the item, 6 items.
How many domains are there?
No, it does not have any subscales.
Okay. So have you examined any literature review?
Yes.
So you are telling this is the one sec. So it appears to me that is the internal consistency level is very high.
Yes, sir, it is
Okay.
good.
And there are some of the reverse items.
Yes, sir, 3 items are reversed.
3 items are reverse. So total how many items?
6.
6 items. Okay. So if the resilience level is high, okay, then how do you relate? How do you justify that is your scale provides the good data? At least you have to take some some variable for the correlation.
Yeah, we can test it with stress. That
So which scale you will take for the stress?
maybe we can take parental stress or something like that. This resilience scale was tested among patients recovering from cancer also.
I think that is better.
Yes,
You can
out of the
administer this test in case of the oncology research.
4 set of samples, 2 sets were undergraduate students and 1 set was people recovering from cancer and other set was women recovering from some other disease.
Hmm. No, so what is your plan? From whom you will collect?
We can collect from any they have not specified that this should be administered in a particular age group or something like that. We can collect from healthy individuals as well as people working under any stressful conditions, such as IT people also face many stressful events, and uh, doctors who surgeons who work in do surgeries, they also encounter stress, and so we can measure their stress.
No,
And
no. Ranedhanan, please you go to the item. Yeah, the first one I tried to bounce back quickly after hard times. Okay. Now the subject may ask you this question. What do you mean by the hard time? Maybe I am the undergraduate student. Okay. So I am telling you what do you mean by the hard time.
yeah, and maybe they face difficulty in clearing some exam, or they have some plan to do that doesn't go as per their wish, or they have facing difficulties in some family issues from some bad incidents
So
happen.
if you think about particularly the population, wherein this hard time will be very much applicable. For example, in case of the corona, or in
In
case of
corona,
the
healthcare sector, the
yeah, in
people
case of the
face
healthcare
death.
sector,
Healthcare sector family members also had to encounter grief and
Yeah, here
yes,
face
I want to
death.
add on something.
yeah, Ishani,
Yes,
please.
here I want to add on something. So if you are like, if your sample is the COVID affected people, maybe you can decide upon those people where the family members were admitted to a hospital, because financially, both financially and mentally, that was really a very stressful situation in those times. So otherwise, who were at home, it was okay. But where the family members were admitted to a hospital, maybe there you can, from them you can select your target samples. This is just, I'm sharing my view, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, that is very natural. Otherwise, we will not find high reliability. Because hard time means academic problem, hard times means family issue, hard times means so many things. People will be puzzled. So if you tell me, okay, the hard time means you are suffering from corona, now you are not in the hospital, you are relieved. So now what is your impression? then the hard time that will be very much specific. Or in case of the oncology, that is a cancer, there you can say that is suffering from cancer. I was in the hospital, or any chronic disorder. Then this
Yes, sir, yes,
particular,
sir.
then this hard time, this particular word will be applicable. Otherwise, if you think the hard time means anything, then it will be, the reliability will be low.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. That's what
Yeah,
I
and
was
that
saying.
also will be very subjective. Yeah. Otherwise, it will be very subjective. I might consider something as hard time. You may not consider the same thing as hard time.
Correct. Therefore, the reliability will be low. So be very specific about the hard time. And when you are talking about this stressful event, so what do you mean by the snapback?
That is getting back, recovering from the difficult situation.
Some noise is there. I cannot understand.
Getting back from the difficult situation.
Okay.
When something bad is happening, to recover from that.
Yeah, otherwise it is fine. This resilience skill, that is fine. But you have to think, okay, that is wherein this particular scale will be applicable.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Dhanidharan, and we expect one paper from you also in the symposium. Personally, I believe that will be a good experience to whosoever presents, because usually you will see that even in some otherwise very branded organizations also, they hardly give 5 to 10 minutes for presenting, and we don't get the proper feedback. But here we can ensure you that you will be getting the proper feedback on your papers.
Okay.
So, okay, I think Srishti is not there. Hmm.
So
So
Ishani, you
thank you.
can knock
Thanks,
Srishti.
Prasanna.
Ishani, is it
Yeah,
possible to knock at least in the group? You can knock Srishti.
yeah, yes, sir.
Just you try. If he responds.
So, sir, in the group, Srishti has written that she is facing some internet issues and she
Okay.
will be back, but I'm doubtful whether she will be back for the rest of the class today. And to
She can
others,
submit her
if you,
PPT. She can
yeah,
submit the PPT in the group, and we will check, and then we can give the advice.
yeah, sure, sir. I shall write that in the group. And to others, then my next request is please jot down your queries and you can share that by Wednesday, maybe in the Google Classroom in that forum, or maybe in the group, so that in the next class we can address those queries. We are almost towards the end of our session. So whatever was taught till now, if you have any doubts, any queries, so let us know, preferably by Wednesday. You can just jot down your queries and you can share that.
And Shani, how the documents been uploaded? Right? Like whatever the presentation was given until now are all in Google Classroom.
Yes, all the documents are there in Google Class, all the assignments also, and all these PPT presentations, and also the books, 3
Hello.
books, the PDF files Anindita has
Hello.
uploaded. Yes,
We did two quizzes, no, ma'am.
Pardon, come again.
You gave two quizzes to complete, no?
Yes.
Out
I
of
think one on scale, one on reliability.
The second quiz, that total score did not appear.
Is it?
Yeah, it came 0-0.
I need to check. My bad. I'm yet to be. I mean, there is enough room for me to become proficient in Google Classroom.
Because
Okay, if that is the thing, I shall reassign those quiz. And anyway, I was thinking to make one more covering the whole course. I think this quiz, the thing is helpful, right?
It is okay.
Yeah, so maybe I can make another one covering the whole course, and let's see. I shall check it. If there is some problem, then I shall reassign that. So you can answer once again.
Okay.
Any queries as of now?
No, I will send the questions. I have a few questions.
Yes.
I'll write down and send it.
Sure,
Okay.
sir. That's why preferably by Wednesday, because we will also go through the things then. Okay,
Sure.
then we can close the class today.
Thank you.
So maybe we can close the class. So the ending prayers.
Om Purnamada Purnamidang Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti